Trump has just announced that the pardons that sleepy Joe Biden gave to the unselect committee of political thugs and many others are hereby declared void, vacant, and of no further force or effect. Trump is canceling the Biden pardons. And if you look at the immediate response on the left, it is consternation. The autocracy is here. See, we told you, this man has no respect for the Constitution. He's a dictator. And so on and so forth. Here's Jake Tapper this morning. He says, the president decreed he was nullifying President Biden's preemptive pardons, an assertion of power the Constitution does not bestow. So here's Jake Tapper, journalist, opining on what the Constitution does and doesn't say. First of all, and this is actually quite separate from what Trump said, there is an interesting question about whether preemptive pardons are even allowed. How do you pardon someone in advance for something that they haven't been charged with, they haven't been convicted, they're not facing any sentence? Isn't a pardon a kind of forgiveness of some kind of offense that has been, at the very least, established in some court of law? So that's one question. And but leaving that aside, Tapper seems to say that the power of the president to make a pardon is specifically given in the Constitution, true, and cannot be revoked by a subsequent president. This is, by the way, strictly speaking, also true. In fact, Debbie said to me this morning as I was sipping my coffee, she goes, you know, if what Trump says is right, do you think the Democrats could, if they get into power, next time revoke your pardon? And I go, no. In fact, Trump is not, and this was my reply to Jake Tapper, I'm just going to quote it. Trump isn't unpardoning people that Biden pardoned. If you actually read Trump's statement, it's really clear. Here's what Trump is saying. Biden is not mentally cognizant. Biden is not, in fact, aware of what's going on. If you asked him to give a list of the people he pardoned, he wouldn't be able to do it. Moreover, Trump points to Biden's use, or should I say somebody else's use of the auto pen as proof of this. Somebody else is doing all the signing. If you compare the auto pen to Biden's own signature, they don't even resemble each other. The point is, other staffers are deploying Biden's auto pen without his knowledge. So that's the question. Do these other staffers who are not the president, who have not been elected by anybody, do they have the right to issue pardons? And then just use the auto pen and claim, well, Biden pardoned these people. So that's what Trump is saying. What he's saying is that Biden's pardons are not Biden's pardons. They're somebody else's pardons. So these are not presidential pardons in the first place. They are counterfeit. They are, you know how when you sign a check and you didn't sign it, somebody else signed it, or it was signed by some kind of automated device that was made to look like your signature. That would be called a counterfeit check. And I think this is where Trump is going. He's saying these are counterfeit pardons. The proof, by the way, of Biden not being all there is not merely that Biden is a stutterer, Biden is a babbling fool, Biden couldn't even string a sentence together during the debate. It's really the fact that the special counsel, Robert Hur, himself concluded, based upon a careful judicial examination, that Biden is not competent to stand trial.